Good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning, another start of another work week, and wanted to say good morning to you and share a little bit of a blessing to you that the Lord gave to me yesterday in our Pilgrim's Progress discussion. I brought up the fact that little Christian was sustained and able to continue his journey. Mainly because he had his heart set on the celestial city. He had a view, a glimpse of the shining city, and that's what kept him going through all of the difficulties. That convicted me that I need to think more about heaven and set my heart more fully upon that joy that will be ours when we stand before God on that day. And I can think of no better way of doing that I've ever experienced, at least personally, than through this book, The Saints' Everlasting Rest. It was written by Richard Baxter. I almost forgot his name. Monday morning. Richard Baxter wrote this, and he was a phenomenal guy. He wrote it when he was on what he thought was his deathbed. He thought he was dying. He was a young man, very young, and in the time that he was stuck in bed, thinking that each day might be his last, he just began to write about heaven, and ended up that he didn't die. He went on to live a long and fruitful life, and wrote many other tremendous works, Reformed pastor, and all kinds of several other great works that Baxter's responsible for. But this is my favorite. This is the one that I go back to more often than any of the others, just because I find it such a delight to my soul, and it's been years since I read it. It's been sitting on my shelf for a long time. So I picked it up, and I've been reading it about halfway through right now. But I wanted to read this one little section to you just to kind of give you a taste, a flavor of Baxter. Baxter's a Puritan, and it's said of him specifically that he would use 1,000 words when 100 would do it. So he's kind of wordy, but the words are beautiful, and the subject matter is awesome. So let me read this to you, and hopefully it'll encourage you today to think about heaven. Baxter writes, "It is a question with some whether we shall know each other in heaven or not. Surely there shall be no knowledge cease which now we have, but only that which implieth our imperfection. And what imperfection can this imply? Nay, our present knowledge shall be increased beyond belief. It shall indeed be done away, but as the light of candles and stars is done away by the rising of the sun, which is more properly a doing away of our ignorance than of our knowledge. Indeed, we shall not know each other after the flesh, not by stature, voice, color, complexion, visage, or outward shape. If we had so known Christ, we should know him no more, not by parts and gifts of learning, nor titles of honor or worldly dignity, nor by terms of affection, or terms of affinity rather, nor benefits, nor such relations, nor by youth or age, nor, I think, by sex, but by the image of Christ, and spiritual relation, and former faithfulness, and improving on our talents. Beyond doubt we shall know and be known. Nor is it only our old acquaintance, but all the saints of all the ages, whose faces in the flesh we have never seen, whom we shall there both know and comfortably enjoy. Those who now are willingly ministering spirits for our good will willingly then be our companions in joy for the perfecting of our good. And they who had such joy in heaven for our conversion will gladly rejoice with us in our glorification. I think, Christian, this will be a more honorable assembly than ever you beheld, and a more happy society than you were ever in before. We are come thither already in respect of title and of earnest and first fruits, but we shall then come into full possession. O beloved, if it be a happiness to live with the saints in their imperfection, when they have sin to embitter, as well as holiness to sweeten their society, what will it be to live with them in their perfection, where saints are holy and only saints? If we thought ourselves in the suburbs of heaven when we heard them set forth the beauty of our Lord, and speak of the excellencies of his kingdom, what a day will it be when we shall join with them in the praises to our Lord, in and for that kingdom. So then I conclude this one singular excellency of the rest of heaven, that we are fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of God. If it's so sweet to walk and talk with Christians today, How much sweeter is it going to be when we lay down our burdens, take up the fullness of our possession and glory? Let that thought motivate you today, and keep your eyes ahead. Christ is seated at the right hand of God. That's your home. That's your goal. That's where we're headed. Don't let anything get you out of the way today. Stay fast. Stay blessed. And we'll talk to you soon.